I get it. I understand that having one altercation with someone can snowball into 1,000 others. But the true question is, will you ever get tired? I shake my head because death is more known than actual living to a lot of these guys. Can you wrap your head around that? They know death more than they know life. It's getting so out of hand that even people who tries to be somewhat normal believes that no one wants to fight anymore. Everyone will rather resort to grabbing their pistol and having a shootout than resolving it normally. The new old western style of gun battling. I took a break from doing these style videos thinking I was going to alleviate the carnage that goes on around me, not knowing doing these videos are what kept me from it. Fly Glory continues. Born November the 8th, 1995, Lavelle Adams, aka Kiddo from 051 Young Money, really became active in the streets after he was shot in a drive-by shooting in February of 2011. Before Kiddo did his bid, he was rapping. He did a few songs before he went in. He made songs with Boss Move, Little Mick, Pyro, and more. They been dissing Lamron, THF 46, and Chief Keef since before 2012. On May the 29th, 2012, Kiddo was arrested again for unknown charges and was sentenced to 90 days. During this short stay, he will lose a friend to gang violence. It was June the 22nd, 2012. Fathead was walking with his 21-year-old cousin to get a drink from the store when allegedly C-Day and another person drove up on Fathead, hopped out and shot Fathead over 10 times and stood over him too before hopping back in the van and driving off. Fathead had a bigger brother in 051 Young Money that goes by the name Montana. Some speculated that L.A. Capone was actually one of the people who was in the van that drove up to kill Fathead that day, and that's why 051 killed L.A. Capone in 2013 while leaving the studio. On the other side, born July 11th, 1991, Dwayne Timberlake, aka Tay Savage from Welch World. On May 13, 2010, 18-year-old Tay Savage was shot in a drive-by shooting at 39th Street and King Drive. He was rushed to the hospital in critical condition and stayed there for around a week. Tay Savage was possibly targeted by a rival gang named the Av 037, which was on 37th and Indiana Avenue. 2 days after Tay Savage was shot, Anthony Welch and another guy went looking for the ones who shot Tay Savage. They spotted some guys on 40th and King Drive. When they was about to shoot him, some other guys spotted him from the back and started shooting at them first, hitting Anthony multiple times. He died on the scene. The other guy was hit a couple times and managed to get away. So Icy Gang was permanently named Welch World after his death. In his honor, the Av 037 gang was gaining notoriety over the last few years from their beefs with notable street gangs in Chicago. Cess was a name that kept coming up when Tay Savage was hearing about Welch's death, and another man that goes by the name Neff. While Tay Savage was in the hospital, Welch was killed. He didn't hear about his murder until a few days later. And was he devastated? Princess Cess Streeter, a known member of the street gang of the Av 037, a faction of the Black Disciples located on 37th. She was present during the death of Welch allegedly. Her and Neff. Allegedly, Dwayne left the hospital without them noticing. It was February the 5th, 2011, around 2:05 a.m. Dwayne Timberlake, aka Tay Savage, still shot up with bandages and wounds, gets the drop on Sess and Neff and the Av 037 gang. Someone called Tay and told him that they were at the 87th Ashland Club. Tay Savage followed them from the club, wounded and everything, to 2642 East 75th Street. He was waiting for the perfect time to strike like a cobra. Sess was exiting the vehicle to go use the bathroom when a gunman that followed them from the club met them and shot Sess over 8 times, screaming at her, "I told you, bitch," and shooting at the others as they fled away in the car. Allegedly, Tay then ran eastbound and got away. Tay has been busy lately. He is thinking about his homie Welch and all the stuff Welch has done for him. He came across someone he's been waiting to get for a while. He has stopped at a red light. He thinks it's the perfect time for murder. 7400 block, South Vincennes Avenue, April the 10th, 2011. T has spotted the remaining guy that killed his best friend Anthony Welch. He is in the back of his vehicle and he is stopped at a red light. He takes a breath. Looks around for witnesses. There aren't that many, and for what it's worth, he doesn't really care. He is ready to get his revenge. He hurried out the vehicle and started shooting rapidly like his life depended on it, and it did. While Tay is shooting at Neff, Neff is trying to back up, but Tay is continuously shooting. It seems like there are multiple shooters, but no, it's only Tay. He fails to get away in the car, so he tries to get out of the car, and Tay continues to shoot. He hits him and walks up to Neff and stands over him. He says something and shoots him again and runs away and gets back in his vehicle and gets away in the nick of time, because the cops were just right up the street. On March the 12th, 2014, at 10:45 a.m., while being held for Sess's murder and the robbery, Tay Savage was charged for Neff's murder and was interviewed. In mid-late 2014, Tay Savage was found not guilty for the 2 murders, but was found guilty for the car robbery, where he was sentenced to 21 years for the robbery with a chance of parole in March 2022. In November 2012, a 600 gang member that goes by the name Trix Henry was killed in retaliation for Fathead's murder, who was killed by 600. November the 12th, 2012, around 6:30 p.m., Kiddo was walking home from Domino's Pizza for his grandmother. When he got home, the cops were there to take him to jail for robbery. In December of 2012, Kiddos was cellmates with King Von. Although they said he got in a fight with Von, they both said they were cool for the most part. I want to know, why do Kiddo dislike Tay Savage so much? Why don't he want peace between their gangs? Next time on Fly Glory.
You are now listening.